So last time we were trying to do expert systems, but the network was bad. But I promise that when I get a good network, now I have a good network. So we are doing expert systems, and we asked ourselves certain questions. What is an expert? Characteristics of experts. Examples which I think you people have already gone through. Okay. So when we talk of experts, of course, we can't avoid to talk of knowledge, because an expert must be a knowledgeable person. So knowledge is a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject or a domain. Knowledge is also the sum of what is currently known, and apparently knowledge is power. So when you know something, you can confidently share about what you know. And that's what you say knowledge is power. Like after doing your AI exam and you pass it, you can say now I'm an authority in AI. I can even lecture AI. I can stand and I talk with authority concerning AI. So those who possess knowledge are called experts. When you have knowledge in something, you are called an expert. Like Omodinga has been telling us that it is raining too much, lightning is too much, it's not good to use internet at this time. And I was asking him, according to who? Let me hope you are an expert in that, Omodin. What you are telling us, you have enough knowledge to stand and say that when it is lightning, it's not good to have online lecture. So anyone can be considered a domain expert or an expert in a certain area if he or she has deep knowledge of both facts and rules. So you mark what is in the brackets there. We are talking of facts and rules. Some people are going to have just one sentence on the subject, and they are going to start talking. But here we need facts and rules and strong practical experience in a particular domain. So the area of the domain may be limited. In general, an expert is a skillful person who can do things other people cannot do. So in your studies, from year 1 to year 3, you have 6 course units a semester. 6 course units times the 6 semesters which you have. Those are 3 years. So 6 times 6, you have 36. Now the question is, are you an expert in all? So here we are saying the area of the domain may be what? May be limited. You may not be an expert in all the 36 course units, but you can limit yourself on just on one area, just one course unit. And from that area which you have limited yourself, which you want to be more knowledgeable, that is where we base and we say, can you do for us a final year project? Can you choose that single area and come up with a topic and you do a final year project? Say, for example, in AI, I gave you a coursework, and that coursework is limiting you to just a certain area of academia to come up with an AI project. Okay? There are a lot of things which we can do in AI, a lot, in the hospitals, in business, where and so on. Even in academia, there are a lot of things we can do. But we want to limit ourselves to a certain area, and that is what the coursework is all about. So in general, an expert is a skillful person who can do things other people cannot do. Okay. Want to look at a production system. I hope I'm clear enough. Am I audible enough? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we want to start the real practical of AI. Fortunately or unfortunately, these things we should have been doing them in the lab, but we may not have the time. But I know with the coursework, you'll be able to do them. So let's look at production systems. So when we are doing the AI expert systems, you are going to see that the things which we studied at first, like the 8 puzzle, actually the 8 puzzle, we are going to refer to it so much. It's going to come back now and again. The symbol grading problem, it is also going to come back as we design our AI systems. So begin with the production system. Now we decide this production system is going to follow the 8 puzzle or the Chinese room. Hope you remember those things: 8 puzzle, Chinese room, symbol grounding problem. So you see that a production system is a baby of these concepts, the reasoning process. So Noel and Simon, you can put in Kumba University. You can put Suraj and Moding from Kumba University. So they proposed a production system model, and the foundation of the model, modern rule-based expert system. Now, these people were university people just like you, just like a coursework I have given you. Okay? You can propose a model, and that model, people start reading about it as long as it is working. Usually, a model is a set of rules that can be followed. So, the production model, their production model is based on the idea that humans solve problems by applying their knowledge. So, according to their study, these people studied and they looked at how human beings solve their problems. Remember the 8 puzzle problem. How do you solve to move from the current state to the goal state? Okay. So the production model, according to them, is based on the idea that humans solve problems by applying their knowledge, expressed as production rules. You mark this word by applying there, that word there. You see? Human beings solve their problems by applying their knowledge. Someone may think that I need money. Okay? I need money. My problem is money. So whereas for you think that to get money, you walk out of your room and you go and you work, that's how you're going to get money. Another person will think that to get money, I have to call someone and I beg. Okay? So that one also has applied this knowledge. This knowledge is telling him to get money, call so and beg. Call so and beg. In other things, to get money, you You can go and steal someone's bag, or you can go and break the bank. Another thing is to get money, you have to kufera someone using mobile money. But another thing is to get money, you go and you work. All of these people are applying their knowledge to solve a problem, and the problem is to get money. So humans solve problems by applying their knowledge. So how you apply your knowledge will determine. That's why at times they say the end will justify the means. The end will justify the means, how you have applied your knowledge. Okay? Someone's saying I can't hear you properly. Can others hear me very well?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible, or because someone's saying he can't hear, maybe it is his network? Is it common for everybody, or?
Sir, you're very audible.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm getting you very well.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, most of us can hear you, sir.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So we have been saying by applying their knowledge, Express has a production rules. We are going to see these rules as we go ahead. I'm sure you people have already gone through these slides. So we are going to see these rules, how they applied. You remember the reasoning. We had the deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning was using what? Who remembers the deductive reasoning is based on what? We have people in class.
It's based on general rules.
Hmm? Deductive reasoning was based on what? Hey. Okay, we shall meet somewhere after next month. So we saw deductive reasoning. We have premises. Okay. Then we have inductive reasoning from observations. Abductive reasoning. Okay. So Express has production rules to a given problem represented by problem-specific information. Now, the problem-specific information here is to get money. Your problem is money. Okay. So which information can you use to get that money? So the production rules are stored in the long-term memory, and the problem-specific information, all facts in the short-term memory. Okay. We are going to break down these statements as we go ahead. The production rule is a basic way of representing knowledge in the form of simple if-then statement. This is very, very important in AI. The if-then statement. So a production rule. Here we have a production rule. This production rule is going to go with the if-then statement. It is a basic way of representing knowledge in the form of a simple if-then statement. And most of the AI systems you are going to develop, they are going to be within that statement, if-then statement. You have done programming and you have been using the if statement. Even in computer applications, we saw the if statement, the nested if. Okay. So most of the AI systems are going to operate within the if-then statement. You remember the gate in Kumba University, we said, you come to the main gate, they say, if you are a student, you cannot use this gate. If you are a student and you are in law school, then you can use this gate. If you are a student and you are a staff, then you can use this gate. Okay. So you said the if then is always there. So how production rules work in AI? So production rules are used in the expert systems to make decisions. They're used to make decisions, and many of you make decisions maybe using the production rules, but you may not be aware. So when we are coding the AI system, we are going to use the production rules, and they are going to work in this way. So the system checks all rules. You go to the gate, main gate in Kumba University, they are going to check whether you are a staff. If you are not a staff, then they are going to tell you, go and use any of the other gates. When you go to the law school gate, they are going to check whether you are a law student. If you are not, now, all of these are checks. So the system checks all rules to see God is love. Love is blind. So the system is going to return all men are dogs. My father is a man. Therefore, okay. So the system is checking to make a final decision. So it finds rules whose conditions are true. It is going to find the rules which conditions are true. It executes the corresponding actions. So this process continues until a goal is reached. You remember the 8 puzzle as we move from the current state to the goal state. So as we move one dice, we create a scenario whereby we are no longer in the position in which we were, but we are moving. However, we have not yet reached the goal state. So we continue moving these slices until we reach the goal state. So that is the repeated or the continuous process until the goal is reached. So this process is often called rule-based reasoning. Rule-based reasoning. Yes, you have found that man on the road. He's smelling alcohol. Is it enough to conclude that he's drunk or he drank too much alcohol? So we go on asking ourselves, we do what we call a rule-based reasoning. Yes, this man has fallen down the road, is smelling alcohol. Maybe someone poured alcohol on him. Maybe the man is sick. And when he fell, people have a symbol. The man could have fallen down, and someone was passing and poured alcohol on him. You see? So you don't just judge and you say, you don't just look at a girl wearing a miniskirt and you say, that one is a prostitute. No. You follow what we call rule-based reasoning. You rule out one by one. Maybe when she puts on long dresses, she gets sick. Yeah? Until when you rule out everything, you go on continuously. See? So the process is often called rule-based reasoning. There's an activity there. State and explain through components of a production rule. Who searched about those components of a production rule? Did anyone try to search them? State and explain 3 components of a production rule. Did anyone try to search them? Yes? Or you are waiting for the lecturer to search them for you? Are people there? Oh, Khalid, are you there?
Yes, we are
Yeah.
Did you do any
there.
search? Khalid? Or you are waiting for the lecturer to search for you? Okay, you wait. So problem system model. Someone is texting instead of talking.
I beg your pardon, network had broken off and I kind of missed the question. What are we supposed to be searching for?
The network had gone off.
Yeah.
Now it is back, but you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen, so I missed out on what you were asking us to search for.
There's activity on that thread. Can you see activity down there?
Yes,
It
yeah.
says state and explain 3 components of a production rule. And I was asking who made research on those components?
So to be honest, I've not yet. We had a busy
Okay.
week.
Okay. Time will come also, you'll have a busy exam.
Okay.
So production system model. So what is a production system model? So the question is, what is a production system model? So it is a framework that explains how thinking and problem solving happen step by step using rules. It's a framework. When we say a framework, we are looking at a set of rules. So when we say a production system model, call it a framework, call it a set of rules that explains how thinking and problem solving happen step by step, and these are using rules. So the major issue here is the use of rules, not guesswork. Okay? We are not talking of guesswork. There are certain rules which you are going to follow. Okay? To come up with a conclusion. And when you look at the AI systems, they follow certain rules. Like you go to the voter's biometric machine. So rule 1 is put your fingerprint. If it can't recognize you with a fingerprint, rule number 2, check the face. If it can't recognize your fingerprint and can't recognize your face, then you are not either voter of that area, or you are not a registered voter. But then you can also put another rule. If you can't find a fingerprint, you can't find the face, then you put scan the national ID or put in the NIN number. So if the person, any of those 3 is not working, then that is not a voter of that place. So it follows a certain sequence of rules. That's the if then which we talked about. So the production system model proposed by Alan Newell and Herbert Simon is one of the earliest and most important ideas in artificial intelligence. So we are saying it is one of the most important ideas in artificial intelligence, we are not stopping you from also doing yours. So you can also do yours. For modeling how humans solve problems, you can critique their idea. You can critique it in your research. And you say, my research, I'm going to critique Allen and Noel, Herbert, idea, or production systems. Or you can add something, and that becomes your research. Okay. For modeling how humans solve problems. Okay, let's go in detail of what it is. So this diagram here shows you the production system model. It has the long-term memory and the short-term memory. Long-term memory based on production rule and short-term memory based on facts. But all these are going to assist the reasoning and they are going to help you to make a what? A conclusion. Whether it is production rules or facts, all these are going to assist you in your reasoning in order to come up with a conclusion. Okay? And when you are going to do your research, your final year research, okay? So that's why we tell you, go and collect facts. You are going to write a proposal. In your proposal, you are going to do a problem statement, and you're going to give the background. But also you're going to give the theoretical concept of your work. Then from there, you are going to look for facts. That's why we ask you the methodology you are going to use to get these facts. Which methodology are you going to use? Because what you are going to come up with, these are facts, but which methodology are you going to use? Then after collecting these facts, now the reasoning, the filtering comes in the reasoning. You are going to present the findings and you are going to analyze them. You're going to present the findings, analyze your findings, and then you're going to come up with a conclusion and also recommendations. You're going to recommend something. So when you look at the coursework which I gave you, it is in line with this. So the model has three main parts. The production system model has three main parts. Part one, that is the production rules. That is the if-then rules. Part one. So these are the knowledge or instructions. If you are hungry, then eat food. If traffic light is on red, then stop. That is the first part. The rules. It has the if-then rules. Then the second part, that is the working memory. The working memory. And that's where some of us humans go wrong. The first part is giving you rules. If the traffic light is on red, stop. But you just find someone passing. Already you have broken the rule. And when you break the rule, what follows is an accident. Because the rule is telling you to stop, but for you pass. Okay? If you are hungry, eat food. And some people say, even if I'm hungry, I'm still busy, like when Soraj was busy not to read this work. And then tomorrow you find someone saying, I have ulcers. Tomorrow you go to buy medicine to cure ulcers. Yet the rule was telling you that the stomach was telling you, I'm hungry, eat food. And you never ate the food. And the exercise started eating itself. And you forget the law which says prevention is better than what? Prevention is better than what? Esther. Prevention is better than what? Is Esther online? Are you Esther?
Esther is in the hospital.
Hey, is she sick?
Her father got an accident.
Oh, sorry. But even if she's in the hospital, she can be online hearing. So,
By the time I left in the morning, her phone battery was off, so I don't think she has been able to charge.
so we are saying if we follow out on the production rule, okay, in the working memory, that is the current situation. So this stores what is true right now, the current situation. Current situation is I am hungry. And the rule said if you are hungry, eat food. Now the current situation says I am hungry. And there is food in the kitchen. Because the rule says when you're hungry, eat food. The rule says if the traffic light is on red, stop. But the current situation is the traffic light is on red. But the pathway is clear. There are no cars coming. Okay? So working in memory. And the third part of it is now the control system. That is the inference engine. So you decide. You decide, yes, I am hungry. And the rule says when you're hungry, you eat. And I'm seeing there's food in the kitchen. So what do I do? Should I eat the food? Should I not eat the food? Is the food even mine? Okay. So you are trying to make a decision. The traffic light is on red. Red means I should stop. But I have a sick patient in the car. If I stop on these red lights, a minute or two, this person might die. Should I continue? So you are trying to make a decision. Which rule applies, or which rule to apply, and when to apply it. Should I stop on the red light? Should I eat the food? So this stage now you are the decision maker, or the brain is controlling you. Okay. So how the system works, step by step, look at the current situation, that is the working memory, find the rules that match. Choose one rule, apply it, or perform the action, then update the situation, and repeat until the goal is reached. So you see that a lot is going on in your mind based on the rules which are available. So let's look at some examples to help us understand this. So the situation, you are currently hungry. And that is the step one, you're hungry. So working memory, I am hungry. And there are eggs in the kitchen. Step two, the rules come in. If you are hungry, prepare food. If eggs are available, cook the eggs. Okay. Then step three, control system. You make choice. If hungry, prepare food. Step four, you take action. You go to the kitchen. Then step five, you update the memory. I am now in the kitchen. Eggs are available. So next rule, if eggs are available, cook the eggs. Sometimes I laugh at certain girls. She dresses very well and she goes to Omoding's room to visit him. And when Omoding starts to heat up, then she starts making noise. That is not what brought me. But Omoding's brain is telling him that the thing is available now. Tamale, why are you laughing? You see? You dress up very well, Sharon. Sharon, you dress up very well. You even take a boda or you take a Uber and you go to Omodini's room. Now, the moment you enter like this in your very short cut dress, the working memory for Omodin is telling him. So Omodin, for what do you do when Sharon comes in that cut dress and enters your room and even the door closes? Julius, is pretending to be holy. Wangake, now you tell us, what do you do?
I'm into I'm holy. I'm a very holy guy.
Very holy guy.
You're a
He's a
very holy
father.
guy.
Father.
He's a reverend
At the same
father.
time.
So, the working memory. The working memory is telling you that now, since we have closed the door, we are together inside, and she has put on the short dress, so that the thing is available, the food is available. So, so final outcome, you cook and you eat. The goal is achieved. Omodin, the egg is available. The egg has brought itself. Suraj, you are hungry.
Yes, please.
The egg brings itself. What do you do?
You fry and eat.
Have you ever seen a starving dog? And you starve a dog, then after you let it out, and when your meat is there, and you see if it will spare it. If it will say, this meat belongs to my boss, I will not eat it.
It will just eat. No question asked.
So you just cook and you eat, yeah? So sometimes you girls, you don't blame these men. You are the ones who disturb their working memory. The Baganda say kitaliiwo tekikola ki?
Chikaabya muto.
Kati weekiri lwaki omuto takaaba? Tell you what, you don't go to his room because you are going to disorganize his working memory. Okay? Because the moment you come, he's going to go to step 5 and he's going to update his memory. And he's going to say, now the egg is available. Okay? And the next, if the egg is available, you cook and you eat. Okay?
But you can also control yourself.
You can do what? You can also do what?
You can also control yourself.
Yes. You can control yourself, but you can get ulcers. Tamale, someone is asking you, can you?
Yeah.
But if you see, you can control yourself, but when you control yourself, tomorrow you are going to get ulcers and you are going to go to hospital. And we say the prevention is better than what? Okay. We got another example, working memory. Now this one is a real practical AI example. The other one was just, but this is now a practical AI system, the ATM machine. Okay. So I think the person who made the ATM machine was an AI student after studying such a course unit, after studying the if-then. So he saw the process people go through to line up in the banks and looked at it as a wastage of time. People would have used that time to do other things. And also he saw that at night when someone needs money, the banks are closing at 5. Banks are not working on the weekend, but someone needs money on the weekend. Someone needs money after 5. Someone needs to bank on the weekend. Someone needs to bank after 5. Okay. So there is a problem he looks at and says, how can I solve this problem? Okay. So he comes up with a solution. And his solution looks at working memory, whereby you are going to insert that card in the ATM machine. And when you insert the card, it is going to tell you to enter the PIN. If the PIN is entered correctly, proceed to this. Otherwise, I hope you have done those flowchart diagrams in programming, in structured programming. Have you done them? Or you have not yet done structured programming?
We did them, sir.
You did them. So now they come back what really it means. So if the PIN is inserted correctly, proceed. Otherwise, go back and insert a PIN. But if you insert a PIN 3 times and it is wrong, then capture the card. Okay? So that is the working memory, or that is working memory. Now, the rule, after putting a correct PIN number, now the rules are going to start playing. If the card inserted, ask the PIN. If PIN correct, show the menu. Okay? Otherwise, you're not going to see the menu unless you put a correct PIN. So if the person selects withdraw, dispense the cash. But if the person selects withdraw and withdraws an amount which is higher than the amount he has in the account, put insufficient what? You see, all these, the person programming is thinking of all of these things as they are going to happen. Is the reason like a client who's going to come to ATM machine and what is going to do. Okay? So you are programming, but you are thinking like the other person who's going to be on the ATM machine. He wants to withdraw money. Yes. But what you are withdrawing, is it what you have in the account? Or is it more or is it less? All this you are programming. You are designing an expert system. You are putting all this into codes. Okay? You are trying to reason like the other person on the ATM machine. Then, number 3, that is the process. Of course, the process, the card is being inserted. So system asks the PIN number, enter the PIN, system verifies, choose withdraw, money comes out. Each step follows a production rule. Each step follows a production rule. How I wish the coursework I gave you, you don't give it to people to do for you. You'll understand these things very well if you do that coursework by yourself. But I know some of you have already given out to your boyfriends to do for you. Of course, I know boys cannot give girls to do for them. But I know some girls have already given out. So you'll enjoy how the production system works when you start programming these things. Because you are going to sit down and you start thinking. And as you are thinking, these robots which you are using, even the ChatGPT which you are using follows this production system rule. Okay, there are some rules which are being put to be followed. Okay, let's look at the key ideas from these guys, the Noels. So they believed that human thinking works like a system of rules applied step by step. And you see, the human beings who don't want to think step by step, these are the people who fall into problems at the end of the day. And then they start regretting. They say, had I known, okay? Had I known, I wish I knew. But who refused you to follow step by step? Okay? You find a man, a boy, you find a girl at a campus, within 2 minutes you say, oh, you are beautiful, I'm going to marry you. Can you go to your parents? People take it slow, step by step. Step by step. You don't just find someone within a second you say, I'm going to marry you. No. Otherwise, you'll fall into a trap. So this idea led to early AI programs like problem-solving systems, chess-playing machines. Some of you play chess, expert systems. Okay, so when you follow this guy's production system, you end up designing things like chess, playing machine, expert systems. Design is something like the e-learning portal for the students, which is effective because it is going to be talking to the students. We want you to design a system which is talking to your clients. If the system is not talking to your clients, they will not use it. They will not. They will not use it. So we follow these rules when we are designing the systems. There's something else that says, explain why this model is important in AI, the production system model which we have seen. Why is it so important in AI? Can we do away with it? Those are things which you can do on your own. The human mental process. So the human mental process is internal and it is too complex to be represented as an algorithm. Remember when we are starting AI, we talked about the human mental process, subjecting it to an AI system. Because we want to do is something, a machine which can reason like a human being. But when you see the way God created human beings, our reasoning is so complex. The way we think is so I think God is the best programmer you can ever think of. The way he programmed our human brains. The moment you are hungry, and I'm sure I'm lecturing some of you are saying, when is this man finishing? I want to take breakfast. Because already the brain is telling you that you are hungry. You need to eat something. And yet this man is not finishing. I'm going to give you a scenario, which I know some of you have always experienced. If you have not experienced it, then you are not a normal human being. Have you ever felt that you need to go for a short call? You need to go for a short call. And then you say, okay, let me wait and I finish this. Or if you are in traffic jam, driving, your brain says you have to go for a short call. And you know, yes, I have to go for a short call. You can, even in the next 30 minutes, you can maneuver through the jam. Or you can finish what you are finishing. But the moment you move towards the toilet, that's when even the brain is even going to be anxious. Now, if someone just stops you there and says, oh, you go back, don't you think you can even urinate in your pants? Because the brain has been told already, programmed already, and now there's no more waiting. You have reached. You see, there's no more waiting. You have reached. Omoding has been there saying, okay, I think I need a girlfriend. I think I need a girl. He's in his room alone. It does it. Now, all of a sudden, Soraji comes in. And then, do you have to explain him more that you have to wait? Soraj,
Yes.
you want to tell him to wait when you are now there?
Me was I there when his brain was telling him he needs a girl. Let him negotiate with his brain.
So you're saying it is too complex to be represented as an algorithm. These algorithms which you create in AI, okay, they are also still created by human beings. So, however, most expert systems are capable of expressing parts of their knowledge in the form of rules for problem solving. So, with human beings, we can't just follow rules. And that's why we say, at times we say, this person doesn't reason. Yes, the rule is there that you are a man and she's a girl. And the rule is there which is expected a man and a girl. But someone here said, you control yourself. Okay? You control yourself. You are not a robot that I'm a man, I've seen a woman therefore. No, you control yourself. Now, if it is your sister who has come, if it is your sister who has come, if it is a minor who has come, if it is a girl who has come but she's below 18, she might be 17.999, but she's still below 18. Okay. So for us, we don't just follow rules, human beings. We put in what we call thinking. That's why that man does not think. But for the system, for it is going to follow rules as they are. If this, then, if the traffic light is green, then the action is go. But remember, if the traffic light is on red, stop. Yes, the traffic light is on red and saying stop. But the ambulance behind is saying, please give way, I have someone dying. Okay? Are you now a robot to say, no, it is on red, me, I can't move? Then you are no longer human. Okay? You are no longer human because you are following rules. You are not thinking. Okay? The ambulance is coming. Yes, it is on red, but someone is dying. And I have seen those people in a jam. I have seen those people in a jam. The ambulance is coming, but the person is busy on the red light, very comfortable. But you give away, yes, it is red, but it is understandable this time. And that makes you human. That makes you human. Okay? Hope you are getting it. So we have the if, then. So rules as a knowledge representative technique. Let's end with this slide because I see people outside to get confused. We shall end with this slide. So rules as a knowledge representation technique. So the question here is, what is a rule? We have been saying rule based. But the question is, what is a rule? Okay. So a rule tells you what you are allowed or not allowed to do. As simple as that. The rule is going to tell you either what you are allowed to do or what you are not allowed to do. The traffic light is on red and the rule says stop. You are not allowed to proceed. It is on green, the rule says you are allowed to go. Okay? The term rule in AI, which is the most commonly used, type of knowledge representation can be defined as an if-then structure. So in AI, what you are allowed to do or not allowed to do, we format it into the if-then structure. And this if-then will give you what you are allowed to do or what you are not allowed to do. Okay? That relates given information or facts in the if part. So the facts are compacted in the if part of a certain action. And the action is the then part. The rules are here and the action will be followed. So a rule provides some description of how to solve a problem. You see, the rule provides a description of how to solve a problem. So rules are relatively easy to create and understand. In AI, rules are relatively easy to create and understand. When you're designing an AI system, you, the designer, you are the person who's going to create these rules. But the user has to understand them. That's why we are putting the word easy here, relatively easy. Yeah, even adding relatively. Relative means according to the individual person. Relative, according to the individual person. These things should be easily understood. Okay? They should be easily understood. When you are designing a system, remember, it is used, it's not you going to use it. Even your system, people are going to even use it after you have died. I'm just imagining if the person who invented the first traffic lights is still alive. I don't know. I don't know the history of that guy who created the first traffic light, that system. Now, let's assume that person died. But up to today, and I'm sure even the next 20 years, these traffic lights will be operational. The red will remain go. Sorry, the red will remain stop. The green will remain go. This amber light now is a problem. Sometimes for my think, it says amber light says reduce speed and prepare to stop. But in Uganda, amber light means drive very, very, very fast, increase the speed. But for me, according to what I think, amber light means reduce the speed and be ready to stop. But in Uganda, I just see people see they even increase from I don't know 30 to 100. I don't know the rules of us Ugandans to understand. But we are saying it is relatively easy because you don't know who's going to use this system after you. Okay? You don't know. So make it so easy. Don't make it so complex. Now just look at ChatGPT. So easy for anyone to use. Very easy. But none of us even knows the person who created that ChatGPT. But we are using it. When they give you coursework, you rush. I'm sure some of you have already put a coursework in ChatGPT, and also I'm ready to give you a 0. I'm sure some of you have already put there. And also I'm prepared to give you a 0, and I'll put a comment. This is ChatGPT generated work, not student work. And people are going to be angry with me. Okay. So it should be relatively easy and understood. Don't show us how complex you are. Say, let me prepare for you something complex so as you know also I'm complex. Okay. So any rule consists of 2 parts. The if part, called the antecedent. Now that is a term we shall start to break down next time. It has the if part, called the antecedent, and that one has the premises or the condition. Remember the deductive reasoning, which comes from premises. So that one has the premises or the condition. and the then part called the consequent, which is the conclusion or the action. Mark those terms. Very important terms: antecedent and consequent. The difference between the two. What's the difference between the antecedent and the consequent? Those are very important terms. We shall begin from there next time. Is there any burning question? Yes? Everything is clear.
Yes.
All things are becoming tougher. Things are becoming easier, things are becoming tough.
They are easy.
They are easy. We shall pass
Yes,
them.
we shall pass them. Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, please.
Is it that even the one who invented the phone call, like when you're dialing, he also used the AI?
What do you think? Hmm? Someone says we need these
When you are
notes,
dialing,
but I forward these notes long ago in the group. Unless a person is not in the group. Someone saying I need these notes, but I gave you these notes. Yes, what do you think? Someone was saying, Umusime, can you answer that person? Umusima Isaac. Umusima Isaac, do you have an answer? Anyone who wants to assist a colleague? Someone who invented, he said the calls, the phones. Did he use AI?
yes,
Now the question is, these phones are the
Let him
expert systems.
pardon the question, please.
Let him pass it to you. The question, just look at the mobile phone, how it works, and the things which we have talked about, the production system, the if then, the statements. A phone is an expert system, right? And if it is an expert system, then it is AI. Because someone is looking at how human beings are calling each other. Now you said when you are calling someone near you, it's easy to use your mouth. But when someone is about 5 meters away from you, you are going to stretch your voice. When the person is 100 meters away, you're going to stretch your voice further. But there's a time when your voice will not be able to reach that person anymore. Okay? There's that time when a person will not reach, their voice can no longer reach that person. Like when a person goes like 300 meters away, 400 meters away, a mile away, 2 miles away, miles and miles away. Okay? So now this person who vetted these calls looks at such a problem, says, yes, when the person is near you, it's easy to communicate with this person. But as the distance goes further, you still need to communicate with the person, but you can no longer use your voice to communicate. So a problem now arises. That's why we tell you a problem statement, a problem arises. So what do you do to solve this problem? So what you do to solve this problem, now the AI comes in, and then you end up creating a mobile phone for phone calls. Are we together, my friend?
yes, sir.
Any other question? Otherwise, I want to wish you A nice day. Hope it has stopped raining. People can go out of the bed now.
So in the chat, there are some questions.
Hmm?
In the chat, there are some questions.
In the chat, there are some questions. Let me see. I had not seen that. Thank you. Guide us how to attempt the coursework without using AI. Is that what you wanted me to say? No, people, let me tell you. Using AI to do your coursework is not a problem. But AI should just assist you. The problem students do is to do copy and paste. To do copy and paste. AI brings, then you get it as it has brought. Even sometimes it has those lines in it. Even sometimes it says, if you want more, someone copies all of that and puts in the work. If you want more, I can help you with more answers, and gives the lecturer to mark. The question is, you go to AI, which is okay. Let it give you content. Read and understand that content. Okay? Read and understand that content. After reading, then go also to Google, get other books, read. Go to Google Scholar, get also other books, read. Maybe if it needs also going to a library or needs going physically, like a coursework which I gave you, it will require you to go to some physical areas within Nkumba University to gather some physical facts. Then put it alongside what you got from AI, what you got from Google, and so on. Then put some facts. Then sit down and write your own content. Write your own content from what you have understood. Write your own what? Content. But don't just go to ChatGPT. You throw there. Okay? Am I communicating sense? Hope the one was asked to guide you now to without using AI. I hope I have answered you. Okay? Make it your own content. Okay? Contextualize it. Put it in your own words. When I read your work, I want to see the student talking. Okay? When I say this is Angelo John's work, when I read your name, Angelo John, I want to see Angelo John talking. Okay? I don't want to see AI talking because the AI can tell this is a machine talking. Okay? As we have seen their rules. This AI, ChatGPT, follows the rules. It is going to, as I conclude, in conclusion, I introduce, because these are rules which has give an introduction, give a body, give a conclusion. It has been programmed that way. I can feel that the talking here is a machine talking, and I can feel that this is Angelo John talking. Is it making sense? More questions again? Someone saying thank you. Okay. I think we can call it a day. Have a nice day. We
Thank
shall
you,
begin
sir.
from there next time. Next Friday is Good Friday, but we shall have an online lecture in the morning.
Mass.
Mass is not in the morning. The Muslims
We know.
will not have mass.
Choir practice.
We are running out of time and we have to complete the syllabus. Next Friday is
Can't
Good
we have
Friday.
it another day, like maybe on in the evening, like this week, the way you had planned, just that your battery was not there on the laptop?
So that we have said next Friday
Yeah,
we shall have our lecture in the morning online period
at 7. Okay.
at 7. No
Yeah.
more excuses. You just make sure at
Okay.
7, whether you are still putting on your night under your blanket, we shall have the lecture.
Okay.
Nice day.
You